Hello students, my name is Onna Bonik. I am PGT English, Borjola Binapani Higher Secondary School, Jirania. Today we will be reading a poem of Standard 9. It's from your book Beehive and it's there in your first periodic exam as well. We will read our poetry, but first students, I need a help. I am in a doubt. Please help me. I have 100 rupees note with me. Only 100 rupees, sadly, and I have to buy 2 books. I want to buy both of them. Each book is of 100 rupees, so I can buy any one. One is a ghost story book, another is a detective story book. Which one should I buy, my students? Please help me. I'm so confused. Students, have you ever faced such doubts in your life, such confusions in your life, where you have to choose between 2 things and you can afford choosing only one? You cannot choose both, you have to choose only one. Which one to choose? Such confusions are everywhere and we face them so often in our lives. Students, why is it so important to make choices? Why is it so important to make decisions? Of course, these decisions will bring us fruits. It will bring us the results. So it's very important that we decide wisely in our lives. For example, now you are in Standard 9. After that, you will be promoted to Standard 10th. You will give your board exams, then 11th, then 12th, then again board exams. After your 12th, you will be in a very nice phase of your life. You will be in colleges. At that point of time, you have to make choices. Whether you will be going for engineering, you will be an MBBS, an air hostess, you will be a pilot, and so many options will be there right in front of you and you have to choose. It's difficult to make decisions, but we have to always decide wisely. Think and rethink. Only after that you make a decision. So now you must be wondering, why am I talking about decision making? We will get to know. But first, let's have a look at a picture first. So, what did we see in the picture? It's a picture of a forest, right? And we can see there are 2 roads that have divided or diverged to 2 different directions from a common point. These roads are not merely roads. These roads represent the decisions that we make in our lives. The decisions that shape our lives. Yes, today our poem is The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Robert Frost is an American poet. He was born on 1874. He had won the Pulitzer Prize for 4 times. He is a very famous poet and he always writes about ordinary events of our day-to-day life with which we can connect. For example, as I told you, decision making. We all have to make decisions in our lives. From childhood till death, I should say. So, our poem today is about decision making. How? We will gradually get to know. But first, let's have a look at the picture of our poet. Alright. So now let's move into our poetry. A Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveller. Long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay. In leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. So, 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. There are 2 roads and they have diverged. Diverged means to go in opposite directions or to go in different directions from a common point. Alright, in a yellow wood. The term yellow is very important here, my dear students, because yellow, how a wood means a forest. How can a wood be yellow? Yes, it can be yellow when the leaves are yellow. Right, that is, the leaves have started to fall already. They are not green anymore, they have turned yellow. And which season is that? Yes, it's the autumnal season. So we find that our poem is opening in the middle of an autumnal wood, and there's our speaker who is standing and he is seeing that there are two roads. Okay? And sorry, I could not travel both. And he is feeling sorry that he cannot travel both the roads. Obviously, we have only two legs and we can go in one direction only. We cannot take two roads at a time. Okay? So, our narrator or our poet, he is feeling sorry actually. He is in a mood of regret. Why? Why I cannot travel both? I want to travel both. And sorry I could not travel both. Both what? Both the roads. Alright? And looked down one as far as I could. So he kept on standing and looking towards both the roads. And then he started to walk on the road. And he wanted to see where the road is ending. Okay? And looked down one as far as I could. As far as his vision could go, he kept on looking at one of the roads, to where it bent in the undergrowth. But he could not see much. He could only see the road till a certain distance, because after that the road had disappeared. Disappeared into what? Into the undergrowth. Undergrowth means the different shrubs and the bushes, the grasses that grow beneath a tree. So because of those bushes and those trees and grasses, he could not see to where the road is leading. He could not see the end point. Alright, so this is our first stanza. So the first stanza is actually representing a kind of a dilemma in the mind of our poet, because he wants to travel to both the roads and he cannot choose any one. So he is in a dilemma which road he gonna choose. He is ambiguous about choosing the roads. So as I told you, the roads here are not mere roads, not mere the concrete roads. They are actually the decisions. They are the decisions that we make in our lives, decisions that shape our lives. So he is in a dilemma, what decision he's going to make and which decision will be fruitful to him. Okay? Okay, so we can see if this is our poet, okay, and you can see there's the forest and these are the two roads. One road has gone to this direction and another road has gone to this direction, and our speaker is standing right there. He wants to travel to both the roads, but he cannot. He has only two legs. Then took the other as just as fair. So he saw that one of the roads had disappeared into the forest. So he thought, why not take the other road then? And took the other. Took means he started to walk towards the other road as just as fair, and he thought, it's okay, I can go to any direction. Alright? And having perhaps the better claim. And according to him, the other road has a better claim. How? Better claim means he thought this road would be better than the other. Why? Because it was grassy. The other road was full of grasses. Okay? And wanted where? The other road, it was grassy and it wanted where? Where means wear and tear, we say, which means something has been used. And it wanted where, that means this road has not been used as of yet. That means no one has traveled by this road because it was full of grasses, which means he could not see any footsteps. The grasses were fresh, the grasses were green. That means no one has walked on this road as of yet. And in the other road, it was the opposite case. Many people had walked, so the grasses had worn out. And in this road, the grasses wanted wear. That is, the grasses were untouched. No human feet has touched it as of yet. Okay? Though, as for that, the passing there, But the poet says, or the speaker says, that if I am traveling by this road, this particular road, had warned them really about the same. He said in the previous lines that this road is totally untouched. No human feet has touched this road. But he then says, if I go through this road, it will be touched. So both the roads will be used eventually. Alright, so we can find he is in a dilemma actually. First he started through this road, then when he saw that the road has disappeared, he thought no, let me go through the other road, because this road no one has gone. This road is a new one. This road is a less traveled one, a less treaded one. So let me go through this road. But then he feels, what difference would it make? Both the roads are same. Someone will walk or someone will not. Someone will take this, someone will take that. It's all the same. So till now he is in a dilemma what decision he is going to make. Okay, let's move on to the next lines. Okay, and both that morning equally lay in leaves. Both. Here both stands for both the roads. Okay, he is saying both that morning. This is a morning, an autumnal morning. He is standing in the wood. Equally lay in leaves. In both the roads there were leaves scattered. Okay, because it's autumn, the leaves were falling down. No step had trodden black. He says, today is a day. Today I am here, the first in the morning. I am standing right there and I can see that today at least no one has walked on any of the roads. How does he know that? No step had trodden black. There's no human step he can see on both these roads. Trodden black means the roads have not turned black due to some human steps. That is, the roads have not turned dirty due to any kind of human steps. So, both the roads are fresh for him today. Oh, I marked the first for another day. So, he thought he wanted to go by this road earlier and then he chose the other because it was less traveled by. So, he says, I marked the first one. He marked the first one. He said, I will travel on the first road some other day. Today, I will go through this way. So gradually we find that he has come to a conclusion. He has chosen between the two roads. And which is the road he chose? The second road and not the first one. He says, I will go to the first road someday else. Today I choose this one because according to me, this road is a new one. This road is a less traveled one. So a decision he has made. But is he sure about this decision? Is he sure this is the road he should go? Let's see in the next stanza. Yet knowing how way leads on to way. He has chosen a road. We saw he chose the second road. And yet again he has some doubts. And what are the doubts? Yet knowing how way leads on to way. He says if he goes through this road, it will lead to many other roads. One road leads to many other roads. Okay. I doubt. So he has a doubt. I doubted if I should ever come back. He said, right, that he will go through this road the other day, but now he is doubtful. If I go through the other road, shall I even ever come back to travel the other one? For example, my students, you want to be a poet and you also want to be a singer. And now you choose to be a singer. When you become a singer, you will be attending singing competitions, you will be attending different singing related programs, right? In the way, you will forget that you wanted to be a poet also. You won't have time for writing poetry as such. That's how you cannot come back to the other line, that is writing poetry. You have chosen the line of singing. Okay, sometimes we cannot do both at a time. This is what our poet is saying. If I go through this road, I doubt if I will have time or if I will want to go through the other road some other day. So he is doubtful again that I have chosen this road, but is it good for me? Maybe I will never come back to this point again. I will never have a chance to go through the other road again. Will it be good for me? He is doubtful. Now let's see the next lines. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Sigh means a deep breath. Like this. We take deep breaths, right? So he says, I shall be telling this. What is this? This means that he has chosen the less traveled road. he will say this with a deep sigh, with a deep breath, somewhere ages and ages hence. After many ages, here ages would mean years. That is, after many years, he will be telling something with a deep breath. And what he will say? The deep breath, after many years of making this decision, he will say, two roads diverged in a wood. That there were two roads that had diverged in a wood. In a yellow wood, there were two roads that had diverged. I took the one less traveled by. I had taken a road. I had made a decision which no one would make. I had made a decision which was completely new to me or new to everyone. I had taken a road which was not taken by anyone else. And that has made all the difference. And this decision of mine to choose the road which is less traveled by has made all the difference in my life. That means he is now a little bit sure that after many years, he will proudly say to everyone that I had made a right decision. I had made the best decision of my life by choosing this route. My dear students, Frost actually had many friends who were doing different kind of jobs. Okay, but Frost himself wanted to be a writer. He wanted to be a poet. So maybe here he is talking about the dilemma that whether he should do a job or whether he should pursue his love for writing. Maybe. It can happen, right? So he thought, yes, I will pursue my heart. I will make the decision that my friends have not taken. I will take a decision. Will be risky, but after many years, I will proudly say that my decision was good. And yes, obviously, now we are reading his poetry, so obviously he turned to be a successful poet, a successful writer as well, right? So we can see his decision was quite good. So this kind of situations also come in our daily lives. We also have to make several kind of decisions and we are always doubtful, what should we do? We should go there or we should go there. But at the end we have to make a decision, and these decisions should be made very judiciously so that they don't tell upon our future. Alright students, so now let's do something. Let's recapitulate our entire poem.
Okay, so let's recapitulate. We find a speaker who is walking through a forest whose leaves have turned yellow in autumn. He comes to the fork in the road. He tries to see both the roads where they are leading. He is confused which road he should go. He wants to travel both the roads, but he is just one person, so he cannot take both the roads together. He took the first road, but after some time he thinks that the second road is actually better because the second road is grassy and looks less worn than the other path. So he thinks that the second road or the second decision no one has made will be better for him. And now that when he has actually walked on the second road, he thinks that the two roads are actually the same, because after he has walked on the second road, both the roads have become equally worn in. Reinforcing this statement, he says that this morning both the roads were covered in leaves and both the roads have not yet been turned black by foot traffic. But he thinks that it's good to take the second road which is less traveled by, because he's saving the first road for some other day. But after some time he contradicts himself and he doubts whether he will come back to the first road, because one road leads to another road. However, he is sure that ages and ages hence, that is years after year, he will say it with a deep breath that his choice of taking the road which is less traveled by has made all the difference in his life. He had faced the dilemma of choosing between two roads and he had chosen the one which was less traveled, and the consequences of that decision have made all the difference in his or her life. So at last we find that he had come to a conclusion, but still he is doubtful. So the last two lines of the poem contains a theme, and the lines are ambiguous in nature. The poet thinks that many years later he would sigh, either in sadness or relief, and tell that of the two roads he took the path which was less travelled by, which has made a difference in his life. Perhaps he means to say that while making decisions in life, one must consider every option before deciding on one, so that later in life no one regrets that if he had gone the other way, the outcome might have been different. Okay, so let's discuss some questions. First of all, my dear students, it's very important you know the name of the poem as well as the poet. A question you may find like, where does the traveler find himself, or what problem does he face? We'll say that the traveler finds himself in the bifurcation of a yellow wood, and the problem he faces is that there are two roads and he doesn't know which road he should take. What does the phrase yellow wood mean to you? Yellow wood here refers to the season of autumn, where when all the leaves of the trees have turned yellow. It may also refer to the middle age of a man, or to a world which is full of aging people. That is, the person or the poet or the narrator or the speaker has come to the middle age of his life, and still he is doubtful about some decisions that he has to take in his life. What does road mean to you, or road mean in the poem? In this poem, road refers to the decisions or the choices that man has to make. What is the main dilemma of the poet? The main dilemma is that there are two roads. He doesn't know which road he should go, and if even after choosing the second road, he is still doubtful whether this decision will bring him any positive results or not. Why did the poet take the other road? The poet took the other road because it was more grassy and it seemed to be less worn out, and he felt that because this is a different road, so he wanted to take a different decision in his life. Okay, so now let's talk about some long answer questions. The first question may be about the title of the poem. Yes, the title is very much appropriate because we find that throughout the poem, the question of taking which road he should go to comes over again and again. First he takes the first road, then he takes the second road. He's in a dilemma, he's in a confusion, but finally he sticks to the second road, and he says that maybe in few years he will be proud of the fact that he has taken a decision in his life, and the decision has been life-changing for him. So we find that the entire poetry is about taking a road or taking a decision in life. So the title is quite appropriate. Then let's talk about the summary. In the summary part, you may talk about whatever I have explained to you or whatever I have told in the recapitulation part. In the central idea, you have to understand what the poet is trying to say actually through the word road, that is about the decision making in life. So here you have to talk about the importance of decisions and the importance of taking wise decisions in life. Lastly comes the message of the poem. The message here is that we are not sure whether the decisions that we are taking in our life are good or bad. We don't know whether they are going to give us prize, whether the decisions are going to reward us or punish us. But it's true that we should not stop. We should always take decisions in our life, and we should always take a decision after much thinking. A decision should not be taken in a hurry. Some logical judgments are to be made before deciding on important matters of life, and be prepared to receive whatever outcome it produces. So that's all about the questions from this poetry. Okay, let's talk about the form of the poetry. The poem has 4 stanzas, with each stanza having 5 lines or verses. The rhyme scheme is AB, AAB. That is, if you have a look at the last words of each line, we will find that they are rhyming in the pattern of AB, AAB. Alright, literary devices. I'm talking about the 2 literary devices. First is personification. There's a line which says, it wanted where. Who wants a where? So a road cannot want to be walked upon. A road cannot want anything. So some human attributes have been given to the road. That's why here it is a case of personification. The second literary device, we can talk about the metaphor, or we can say actually it's an extended metaphor, because the whole poem is an extended metaphor, and the road acts as a metaphor for life, a metaphor for decision making, a metaphor for choice making in life. Okay. Let's talk about some major themes that we can find in the poem. First, the theme might be of uncertainty and perplexing situations of life, when we are always confused whenever we have to take a decision. We have many choices, but we cannot choose all. We have to make a few choices. The choices, the uncertainty, the confusions, the doubts, the decisions that we have to make in life, these are the themes of the poem. And also, whenever we take a decision, this is bound to bring us some kind of rewards, or it is going to punish us. So the choices makes the difference in our life. So this difference that is brought about in our lives is also considered as one of the theme of the poem. So that's all about this poetry. Okay, so we have discussed the poem, the literary devices, the themes, the questions and everything. I suggest you to read the text nicely so that you can get the meaningful and clear. It's a very important poem. It's talk about the most important thing in our life, that is decision making. These decisions are the fruit bearers for our own life. It's good to be wise today than to cry tomorrow. So keep
making decisions wisely, rationally, and with proper thinking. Okay, then meet you with some other topic again. See you soon. Bye.